pricing is a very sensitive subject for the B2B distribution industry, which for many, many years has flirted with this word called transparency. Give me your login and password. Boom. Now I'm in. Unleash the crawlers. Legally, would your general counsel ever even allow you to take a business customer's login and then go scrape that whole website? This is the different kind of way to do business, whether you think it honorable or legal or not. We talk a lot about how important data is for really any company, a marketplace company, but particularly for B2B distributors. B2B distributors put a lot of emphasis on their data, product catalog data. How do you make your product catalog more merchandisable for e-commerce? Pricing data. Pricing is a very sensitive subject for the B2B distribution industry, which, for many, many years has flirted with this word called transparency. And what's very interesting is if you look at a lot of the tech companies, many of them marketplaces in different verticals of B2B distribution, they actually have a very good, what I would call hacks to get access to data, which a classical large enterprise distributor would be most likely very reticent to take those kinds of risks. I'm going to give you a couple examples about what I mean. So we've covered this company Vetcove a few times on the show. We've covered how Chewy just recently has filed a lawsuit against Vetcove for subverting and redirecting Chewy customers to elsewhere, like Covetrus. Whether or not that's true is another story. But here's the interesting thing about a Vetcove. Vetcove is in our top 10 list of B2B marketplaces out of our top 50 ranking. Vetcove is top 10. If you go to Vetcove's website, here you go. Purchasing for your vet hospital, shop every supplier at once. What is one of the brass tacks apps and products that these marketplaces do? Many of them offer a pricing comparison tool. So if you are a business customer, like in this case, a veterinarian hospital or a vet, or if you are, let's look at this company in the dental supply space, Zen Supplies, and you want to do a price comparison, right? Very, very often, if you are a distributor and you want to win over a business's, business customers' volumes, you'll say, hey, give me your invoices and I will do a price comparison with you. And I'll do a price comparison. I'll show you how much money we can save you by using us as your distributor rather than the competitor. What these tech companies are doing, many of them in many different verticals, is doing that, but on steroids and saying, hey, don't just give me your invoices, just give me your logins for your different distributor accounts. And then what they do is they go look at your purchasing history. Not only do they look at your purchasing history, they scrub and they crawl all the data that distributor makes available behind their portal. Yes, it's behind a portal. It's behind a login. But these business customers are giving that to the price comparison apps, which then the price comparison app conveniently has a marketplace behind it to sell you all the stuff cheaper than you're getting from your distributors. And you may be working with multiple distributors. So they make it really easy for you to just log in, give me your login and password. Boom. Now I'm in. Unleash the crawlers. Get your purchasing history and then go get all the other stuff that the distributor is making available to its business customer because, the business customer has a login. This is their e-commerce site. And, these people are authenticated. This has been going on, this isn't like a month's or a week's thing. This has been going on for years. And I know multiple distributors with these examples specifically that are trying to figure out just how to keep these price comparison apps out of their system, just from a security and IT standpoint, right? Unfortunately, in some of these verticals, the cat's out of the bag. These companies like a Vetcove have gotten to so much scale. They are now doing hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars in volume. They now have so much data. They have so many logins at their disposal, right? The weed has spread. The genie is out of the bottle. Hard to put the genie back in the bottle. When you think about it, though, you say, the technology is actually not very hard to scrape all this data. Now, they have a price comparison tool, which is nice, but Would a large multi-billion-dollar B2B distributor ever think legally, would your general counsel ever even allow you to take a business customer's login and then go scrape that whole website? I guarantee you, any billion-dollar general counsel is going to shut that down in 2 seconds. Now, herein lies the predicament. This is the classical example of the innovator's dilemma. These tech startups, no one's suing them. Chewy is not suing Vetco for crawling Chewy's website, right? Chewy is suing Vetco for literally diverting orders away from Chewy that Chewy is sending to the vet clinic, and then Vetco is in the systems of the clinic, and then they divert it elsewhere. It's like next level. It's not even just scraping the data. I don't know of any example of a large distributor suing a price comparison tech startup for scraping their data by taking the login information, which was voluntarily given to the price comparison app by a business customer. I don't know of any example. But would any distributor actually do the same thing? The technology is not that hard. Do a price comparison app. You log in, you scrape the data, then you just consolidate it and put it in a dashboard. If you think about all the B2B distributors in the industry, they have been, think about the hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of price comparisons that every B2B distributor in the industry has done, just in an analog way. How many relative price comparison checks do these tech marketplaces do when they now just have the login credentials? This is the different kind of way to do business, whether you eschew it or not, whether you think it honorable or legal or not. This is the classical example of why Google could not do Google Video, but YouTube was wildly successful, because Google Video was too concerned about copyright and IP laws, yes, that their general counsel and their lawyers were making it much harder to get adoption, to get supply, and to let people upload content. YouTube didn't care. They were a startup, whatever. Who's going to care about suing us? We don't have any money. And YouTube grew like gangbusters, then obviously getting acquired by Google for $1 billion. And that is the predicament that large enterprises, whether a distributor or not, have, which is how do you get that scale if you really are trying to innovate and embrace new digital business models? How do you get enough autonomy away from the core mothership to allow a team to take risks? A lot of them will fail, but to take risks, some will work. Some, a general counsel is going to shut down in 2 seconds. But do you really need the general counsel involved at all times? These are the kinds of questions which B2B distributors are asking themselves. I'm merely posing some of the questions, but this is a classical hack. It's a hack, and it's working, and it's still working. And these companies are still not shut out of, I know, many distributors' e-commerce sites. And that's a problem. Hi, I'm Alex. Thanks for watching the show. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, but even better, make sure to follow us on Odyssey, follow us on Rumble, and text us 203-646-5159. Text the word Monopoly. You'll be subscribed. You'll get updates about when we're going live, our latest videos, and we'll send you even a little goodie bag. And in the event that we all get banned from big tech, we'll still be connected.